Alright, everyone, it is finally time. It is finally time to do this, to simulate civilization in Yeeps. I've waited a while. We're doing it right here, right now. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited. So, we're gonna go in here and do a little... Alright, so... how this is gonna work, it's gonna work pretty interesting, right? It's gonna be pretty interesting. So first off, what I'll do is I'll pull out one of these. So basically how this is gonna work is it's gonna work kind of like something called Wisco, which means what if civilization started over, right? Except this isn't going to be like a world map. It's going to be a map I just make. Yeah, this isn't like any actual thing happening. This is just actually making the map. So yeah, what I will begin to do is where is it? I'll take this, we'll move the ground down, and then we'll take this and I'll just place this all around the map. This is gonna act as the water, right? And I can use actual water here, but I think that it's not gonna be good. Alright, using actual water isn't gonna look good. You'll see why in a sec. I'm using this. Whew. But yeah, I've been waiting a while to purchase this map and begin doing this. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty interesting. Just gotta go all the way around. But yeah, later on, right, once I've made the actual map, I'm gonna explain a bit more how this is gonna go. Oh. Here. I'll pull out a sled. Okay, I'll just do that in a second. So, yeah, right now this map is 80 by 80. Now, just check that if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it is 80 by 80, which I could honestly go bigger, and I might do that, but I'd actually have to wait until tomorrow to make it bigger, because I only have 30 buck coins, which you need 300 to make it bigger. But yeah, I think an 80 by 80 map is going to be plenty big. It's going to allow for a lot of development to happen. So yeah, now, I get to painting. Alright, yeah, we got this whole area blue. And then what I would do is... give me like an air grabber. Right, I go over, and then I take something like this. And then, yeah, I just start making the map. And this is just going to be a test little island. This isn't actually going to be what some of the land looks like. Alright, yeah, so we got our test island here. We're gonna do this. Then I'll do something like that. I'll add another one here. Then take where's it? This right here. So basically everything would start out as just completely black. Alright, everything in the whole world would start out as black. What I would do is I would want to make the water black too, but I can't really do that because where's the watercolor? Right, all these here, this is acting as like one tile. Right, so I have to make the water also all one tile. And really doing that is not good, because in an 80 by 80 map, that's 6,400 blocks, which is more than Yeeps allows in a map. The max is 6,000. So I couldn't do it. Alright, so it'll start, for example, what I'll do is we'll take this yellow country here. Right, we'll start them here. And then we'll take this lavender country and start them over here. Alright, so how it would work is we take the white, and then this would be land that's discovered but not owned by anyone. Alright, so they'd be taking this, they'd be looking around, and then eventually, right, they would, after discovering this land, they would start expanding more. So yellow would do this, and then lavender come over and like do this. And right, this right here, this is rivers, these are mountains. And it might be kind of hard to tell here, but even though this is only a quarter of a block, it still counts as one tile. But the river just going through it kind of breaks it apart. Alright, so yeah, eventually they would expand and everything would become discovered. Then we come in here, lavender expands, and then yellow comes in and expands. So boom, it would be like this. Alright, but then they could start fighting. Like, yellow would launch a naval invasion, and yellow could eventually take over this whole country, or lavender could take over all of yellow. Really anything could happen, right? And then even some countries, they can break apart into new runs. Like, we could get this yellow break apart into teal. Alright, now some may have noticed, right, I got this star here. But what is this for? So what I'd do is I'd take my glowing yellow paint, and really anywhere, usually, like where a country started. So since yellow started here, lavender started here, this would be their capital. Right? If a country takes over the capital, they're basically done. Right? And then, these right here, these are like lower mountains. And then these are taller mountains. Taller mountains, you can actually still build on. So that way, if a country is fully mountain, they can still have a capital. But yeah, that's really how it's gonna work. And this isn't gonna be like a 1 or 2 day thing. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while to get countries to start expanding and growing and doing all that. Alright, so now, because of the fact that this is gonna take a while, I'm gonna do the wall technique. I'm gonna go in here, we're gonna look at this wall, right, and then when I turn around, there's gonna be a huge map here. Alright? In 3, 2, 1. And turn. Wow. Yeah, look at this map. This map is sick. Who built this? Whoever built this is an amazing person, you know, because this is such a great build. Yeah, this is like the best build I've ever seen. Wow. Just wow. Okay. But yeah, as you can see here, the map, it is done. So we're gonna look around. Right, probably point out some of the stuff. Yeah, so we got some rivers. Some rivers flowing all around. Alright, we got a bunch of islands up in the north there. A bunch of islands down in the south. Right, we got this big landmass. This landmass and these 2 smaller ones. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, if we look here, the smallest mountain is really only meant to be this tall, which can't tell. This is 1 block. Right, but now, this mountain is so tall and such a beast. It is 1.5 blocks tall. Look at that. Look at that. Also, this mountain is 1.5 blocks tall, too. But this one is just taller. This one is just huge. So yeah, we got a river here, river there. So yeah, this is how it's gonna look. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is gonna work like something called Wisco, which means what if civilization started over? Where like I'd start by like taking this pink one. Pink would start here, or take the white, you know, to show lands they've explored, and then they'd move out, and it would really just work like that. So yeah, there are more other elements to this, right? But those will be shown later on when they become useful. So yeah, that's really about it. The whole map is done, and can't wait to begin. Bye bye.